Yes, sir. Conspiracy News Part 13, man. We made it here. We went from 9 to 11 to 13, man. And what I really want to discuss and talk about is 13. Because my theory is it's a powerful, good number. It may not be lucky number per se, but it's not as bad as we're shown or taught to think. That's one thing I don't like. That's one reason I didn't want to have kids, because it's like they're telling me I have to have a kid. Like, nobody has to. What are you gonna do when you get older? Bro, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna survive tomorrow? That's how I look at it. Alright, so just making sure my camera's straight. So that's my theory, that 13 is powerful and good, and they just want to think it's unlucky so we don't utilize it the way they do. Here's several reasons why 13 is considered unlucky from Google, your favorite. The most common theory is based on biblical Christianity. Jesus had 12 disciples, and the 13th at the guest's Last Supper was Judas, who betrayed Jesus. Oh wow. This association with betrayal and death has led to the superstition that 13 is unlucky. That makes sense too. I like that one. That's a good one. The number 12 sets an impossible precedent that there are 12 months in a year, 12 zodiac signs, 12 gods of Olympus, 12 tribes of Israel, and so on. The number 13 is seen as an outliner and therefore unlucky. Yeah. The last reason for the superstition is actually rooted in sexism. In ancient culture, 13 was associated with femininity and the lunar cycle. When Christianity became dominant, the number 13 was demonized and associated with witches and paganism. Really? See, that's what they want us to think. What else we got? Let's just go a little deeper in it. 13. Ooh, I like that. Let's see if I can save this image. Nah. Oh, this is cool. Nice, I like that one too. Let's rock with it. The fear of Friday the 13th, known as paraskevidekatriaphobia, results in financial losses in excess of $800 million annually as people avoiding marrying, traveling, or most severe cases even working. But what's so lucky about 13? See? Some cultures, including the ancient Egyptians, actually considered the number lucky, while others have simply swapped numbers as the base of their phobias. 4 is much avoided in much of Asia. 80% of high-rise buildings in the United States do not have a 13th floor, and the vast majorities of hotels, hospitals, and airports avoid using numbers for rooms and gates as well. But in most of East and Southwest Asia, where the phobia is norm, you'd be hard to press to find such use of the number 4 in private or public life. Chinese language words for and death. Okay. Okay, this was that big ass word. Triskaidekaphobia. There's nothing to say it. Is a fear or the avoidance of the number 13. Is also a reason for fear of Friday the 13th. The term was used as early as 1910 by Isidore Corinne. The supposed unlucky nature of 13 has several theories of origin. Although several authors claim it's older believed, no such evidence has been documented so far. In fact, the earliest attention of 13 being unlucky is first found around the Middle Ages in Europe. Tarot card has been attested since at least around 1450 with the Vidascorda tarot, and the number 13 was always looked upon unlucky. In 1784, also reaffirms the tarot card 13 is death and misfortune. 13 at the table. It didn't document if 13 people sit at a table, then one of them must die within a year. The origin of the superstition is unclear, and various theories of its source have been presented over the years. Since I know from this is written in 1774, right before America hit. Joanne August, you from Goats C. Since I know from experience that superstition loves nothing better than religious matters as its proof, I believe almost certainly unmistaken when I derive the origin of the matter of the number 13 from the passage of the gospel where the Savior sat at the table with 12 disciples at the Easter meal. And they betrayed Judas. We wrote that before. All right, here's one. On Friday, October 13th, and this is where I think Friday the 13th stemmed from. On Friday 13, 1307, the rest of the Knights Templar was ordered by Philip IV of France. While the number 13 was considered unlucky, Friday the 13th was not considered unlucky at the time. The incorrect idea of their arrest was related to the phobia surrounding Friday the 13th, was invented early in the 21st century and popularized by the novel The Da Vinci Code. Alright. Apollo 13 was launched and suffered an oxygen tank explosion and returned safely to Earth on April 17th. I always found that weird. Yeah, we never went to the moon, bro. We never went to the moon. Give me some shit that I can consume. I can make a room. I don't give a fuck. In tune. Oh, Friday the 13th mini crash was a stock market crash that occurred on Friday 13, 1989. Alright. Number 4 in China, Taiwan, Singapore, Japan, Korea, and Vietnam, as well as other Asian and Southeast Asian, is not uncommon for buildings to omit floors with the numbers that include the digit 4. Yes, sir. Alright, man. So, personally, I think 13 is powerful, and they're just fronting on us. Now, with this juiciness, sexy. Woo! She's a robot. She's fake. She's artificial intelligence. Shit is crazy, bro. Yes, sir. You already know. Hey. Yeah, she is bad, bro. Aitana, the first Spanish model created by artificial intelligence, was born in the middle of a difficult period. Last summer, Ruben Cruz, her designer and founder of the agency The Clueless, was going through a rough patch because he didn't have many clients. We started analyzing how we worked and realized that many projects were being put on hold or canceled due to problems beyond our control. Often it was fault of the influencer or model and not due to design issues, Cruz told Euronews. So they decided to create their own influencer to use as a model for their brands that approached them. They created Aitana, an exuberant 25-year-old pink-haired woman from Barcelona whose physical appearance is close to perfection. A virtual model can earn up to $10,000 a month according to her creator, but the average is around $3,000. We did it so that we could make a better living and not be dependent on other people who have egos, who have manias, or just want to make a lot of money by posing, says Cruz. Aitana's income is quite scattered. She earns over $1,000 per advert and has recently become the face of a big sports supplement company. And if that weren't enough, she uploads photos of herself in lingerie to a fan view, a platform similar to OnlyFans. In just a few months, she has managed to gain more than 121,000 followers on Instagram, and her photos get thousands of views and reactions. She even receives private messages from celebrities who are unaware that she is not an actual person. That's crazy. One day, a well-known Latin American actor texted her to ask her out. The actor was about 5 million followers, and some of our team watched his TV series when they were kids, says Cruz. He had no idea Aitana didn't exist, he adds. How do you bring AI to life? Every week, the agency team has meetings to create Atia's life. They decide what she will do during the week which places she will visit, which photos will be uploaded to feed the followers who want to know about her. This is kind of scary because it's like they're like, we don't know what's real or fake anymore, man. It's like, but there are no photo shoots or wardrobe changes. A mix of artificial intelligence and design experts who use Photoshop to make it possible to model to spend the week in Madrid, for example. In the first month, we realized that people follow lives, not images. So since she is not alive, we had to give her a bit of reality so that people could relate to her in some way. We had to be fake and tell the story, says the... Yeah, so this is just crazy, bro. We don't know what's real or what's fake. She was created as a fitness enthusiast, determined and with a complex character. In her website, she defines herself as outgoing and caring. This is insane, bro. This is just so freaking insane, bro. I gotta show you more slides of her. Wow, bro. This is nuts. Like, see, 11K a month thanks to her racy photos, but she isn't real. That's so crazy, G. Bro, she's not real. What in the world? Yo. Talk about capping. This is the ultimate cap, man. Wow, I'm glad I saw that story. That is nuts. That continues us on the AI becoming reality, man. Terminator's coming, man. There's actually a Spanish singer by that name. But it ain't her. So in China, remember we were talking about how they reported there was a new virus? Well, they were just running up in hazmat suits. And we're literally reliving Corona again. See, it was from March. Look. I want to show you something so y'all know. Okay, no. It was something else. Okay, here we go. So yeah, Corona's back kinda, but not really. The hazmat clad personnel, remember we saw this, has been spraying disinfectant in public spaces in Xi'an in China's northern Hebei province, nearly 50 miles east of capital Beijing, according to the poster of images and video footage. It remains unclear whether this was a local government initiative or central government directive. The reemergence of the gear, however, has raised speculation about the potential return of the pandemic-era restrictions amid a surge of respiratory illnesses, notably among children, which has strained hospitals in the region. The outbreak is being closely watched by the World Health Organization, the agency said last week. In the past days, China's state-controlled media have reported on hospitals in Beijing, Tianjin, and other northern areas operating at maximum capacity. Beijing's Children's Hospital alone reported admitting over 7,000 daily cases, one report said. Bullshit. Patients said they experienced closed outpatient clinics and long lines, some enduring waits of a day or longer at emergency departments. On Douyin, the Chinese version of the short video sharing platform TikTok, videos showed disease prevention teams disinfecting a classroom and city streets while dressed from head to toe in hazmat suits. term Dai Bai, literally big white figures. The hazmat workers became a symbol of Chinese unpopular zero COVID policies that triggered rare anti-government protests late last year. Their appearance has unsettled observers online. Oh my God, it's almost 2024 and this familiar scene is back, wrote one person on X. Let me try that. Is this Newsweek? Yeah. Oh, look at the crowd in Beijing. It's just damn videos and almost. Oh, okay. Crazy, B. The public's memory of the workers included their strict enforcement of anti-virus policies such as involuntary quarantine at home, the forced removal of suspected cases from their homes, and a number of high-profile incidents, the killing of pet or stray animals. F you, motherfuckers, for that. Sickos, man. Wow. It remains unclear how widespread mass disinfection will become in China's flu season. At the height of the pandemic, questions were raised about the effectiveness of spraying city streets and classrooms to fight SARS-CoV-2, an airborne disease. Wow. Can't believe it. Stalled century, bro. We're living Groundhog's Day, man. We're literally living Groundhog's Day. The surge in infections have been attributed to Chinese health authorities to confluence of typical mild mycoplasma pneumonia, and other seasonal illnesses. This surge is exacerbated by children's reduced exposure to these illnesses during lockdown, creating an immunity gap. The state-backed Global Times newspaper cited respiratory expert Wang Gafan as saying. And the WHO has been requesting data from China about the cluster of infections, including epidemiological and clinical information of laboratory tests. The global health body has said that it does not recommend any specific measures for anyone traveling to China at this time. So, we live in history. It will never end. This is crazy, man. This is gonna end. Hey, and then it's not. And then it's stop. Crazy, bro. That shit don't even look real, man. That's real. Look at that pink beamer for no reason. Okay. U.S. gets another nuclear bomb added to its stockpile. Like we don't have enough. It's never enough, bro. Never. A new nuclear warhead has been approved and cleared for use in a variety of U.S. aircraft, notably the B-2A Spirit bomber. That's the one we reported on. Spirit will be the first domestic combat aircraft to employ the B-612 nuclear bomb, unveiled Monday as part of the 335-page unclassified stockpile steward and management plan, a report for the 2024 fiscal year by the National Nuclear Security Administration. The latter works with the Department of Defense, Energy, and designs, produces, delivers, and certifies the nation's nuclear stockpile for military operations. In October, the House of Representatives approves a resolution to increase defense spending in fiscal year 2024 by about $1.11 billion. Increase defense spending in 2024 to $1.11 billion, including $19.114 billion for continued modernization of the nation's nuclear weapons stockpile infrastructure and $1.946 billion for naval warships. Disgusting, bro. War never stops, bro. No reason for that. I don't even want to keep reading it. There's no reason for it. There's no reason for this. This is part of this has to do with the modernization of the fleet, that's true. But one can't help but notice the rapid erosion of U.S.-Russia arms control instruments. Always trying to downplay it. Crazy, bro. Sad to see, man. I ain't lying. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, two more stories, man. Conspiracy News 13, man. Rare crystal forms from all nuclear bomb tests. So we have this crystal that formed from a nuclear bomb. So let's discuss it. Okay. Scientists discovered a rare crystal, a rare form of matter known as quasi-crystal in the first nuclear bomb test. Geophysicist Terry Wallace said it only forms in extreme environments outside the Earth. Also, its structure is vastly different from conventional crystals like table salt and diamonds. The creation of the atomic bomb was a horrific part of the history that its inventor deeply regrets. However, that event seems to have a silver lining as it created unique material. Scientists are now eager to learn about this mysterious crystal. More importantly, we find particular applications for this nuclear rock. This article will elaborate on what we know about the crystals. Let's go, let's go, let's go. You already know, man, it's a miracle. Hunger, man, this is visible. Is it visible? Is it visible? Is it visible? Oh, oh. Scientists say it came from the first nuclear bomb test, which occurred in the state of New Mexico on July 16, 1945 at 5:30 a.m. You might remember it from a recent Oppenheimer film starring Cillian Murphy. J. Robert Oppenheimer named the atomic bomb trial Trinity, but denoted that the plutonium implosion device known as the gadget. The bomb released energy equivalent to 21 kilotons of TNT and vaporized the 30-meter test tower and copper wires, linking it to the recording equipment. The explosion fused the tower and copper with the desert and asphalt below into a shiny green material called Trinidad. Inside a crystal called quasi-crystal. Scientists use scanning electron microscopy and X-ray diffraction to find a rare crystal called red trinanite inside the quasi-crystal. Eventually, they found traces in one of the samples. It was a minuscule 20-sided grain of iron, calcium, copper, and silicon with a 5-folded rotational symmetry impossible in most crystals. The quasi-crystal is a magnificence in its complexity, but nobody can yet tell us why it formed this way. It was once thought impossible because only forms in extreme environments that really exist on Earth. He added they required a traumatic event with extreme shock, temperature, and pressure. We don't really typically see that, except in something as dramatic as a nuclear explosion. Moreover, its structure is different from most crystals because its atoms do not form a repeating pattern. In 1984, experts thought it was impossible because they believed crystals may only be ordered or disordered. However, they changed their minds when they found this rare crystal in a laboratory test in meteorites. Further research will help us understand Earth's quasi-crystals better. It's interesting to stumble upon rare materials accidentally, but most scientists experiment to produce them intentionally. For example, Carrie Woolley with her research team used flies to produce biodegradable plastic. For 20 years, my group has been developing methods to transform natural products such as glucose obtained from sugar cane or trees into degradable, digestible polymers that don't exist in the environment, she said. But those natural products are harvested from resources that are also used for food, fuel, construction, and transportation, the head researcher noted. These conflicts could reduce the availability of biodegradable materials. This is why her colleague Justin Tomberlin suggested using waste products from farming black soldier flies. These insects start as eggs, become larvae, and become adult flies. Larvae contain many nutrients, so people raise them for animal consumption and waste reduction. However, flies have a short lifespan after breeding, so Tomberlin recommend using these adult carcasses to create biodegradable plastic. After all, we're taking such quite literal garbage and making something useful out of it. Conclusion: scientists find a rare crystal in the first ever nuclear bomb test. Its atomic explosion fused nearby materials with enough heat and temperature to produce this material, which is usually found outside our planet. Very cool, but not cool in the sense that, okay, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Supposedly, this is the first ever view of Mars from space, and I think it's BS. Scientists have captured the first view of Mars, replicating what a space station would see. The unprecedented aspect showcases the curving horizon and layers of atmosphere to move with an astronaut sees of Earth from International Space Station. NASA Mars Odyssey orbiter captured the newly released panorama as humans work towards preparing towards a trip to the red planet. We haven't even got back to the moon, man. The spacecraft took images and made from an altitude about 250 miles, the same altitude at which the space station flies above the Earth. You tell me what you think. Everything gotta be an ad. That shit is a series of 10 panoramic images were stitched end to end to show the curving Martian landscape below gauzy layers of cloud and dust.
Mars might be known as the red planet.
Okay, here's the picture in a video form, I guess. Very cool. Fucking Earth is huge, bro. Nice. Alrighty, and that's it. Thank y'all for chilling. Appreciate it. We out. Peace. Conspiracy News 13. Over.